A new Division One women's volleyball poll has been released, and this is the last one prior to the NCAA selection show. We'll show all the bracket. And I'll go over the bracket once it's released and everything. And I apologize for looking down because I cannot memorize this stuff. And it goes as follows: Pitt with 47 first place votes, Nebraska with 14 first place votes, Louisville, Penn State, Creighton, Stanford, Wisconsin, Arizona State, Purdue, SMU, Kansas, Kentucky, Oregon, Texas, Minnesota, Baylor, Utah, Florida, Georgia Tech, USC, Florida State, TCU, Dayton, Missouri, and North Carolina. Obviously, BYU dropped out of the poll from last week to this week. You know on the result on why. Now, receiving vote teams goes as follows: BYU with 65, Miami, Florida with 65, Marquette with 30, Western Kentucky with 20, Texas A&M with 13, Washington with 9, and South Dakota State with 4. And I'm just going to go over RPI real fast, and y'all know the drill. You got to win as much as possible and avoid bad losses, especially if you're in a bubble or trying to host the first 2 rounds of the NCAA tournament, or even to be an elite. I try to be like a top 4 seed, and you get to host the Sweet 16 and Elite 8 game if you could get past the first 2 rounds. So it goes as follows on the 1 through 16. Then I'll go over like 35 through 70. And granted, some of these are one bid leagues, and some of these conferences already got some bids. And apologize if I don't know on the top of my head, but I'm sure there's a way to look it up. And it goes as follows on 1 through 16. Nebraska, Pitt, Louisville, Penn State, Stanford, Creighton, Wisconsin, SMU, Arizona State, Kentucky, Kansas, Texas, Utah, Dayton, Purdue, and TCU. And granted, it's not the end-all, be-all, and on RPI is the only way they're going to host. By the way, it's not. It's strength of schedule as well. Now, 35 through 70 goes as follows: New University of Northern Iowa, Washington, Yale, UTEP, Ole Miss, Hawaii, Rice, Western Kentucky, Virginia, Arizona, UT Arlington, Pepperdine, Florida Gulf Coast University, NC State, Wright State, South Carolina, Arkansas State, Georgia Southern, Auburn, Texas State, Southeastern Louisiana, San Diego, Loyola Chicago, Towson, Colorado State, High Point, South Florida, aka USF, Mercer, Drake, App State, Wichita State, Arkansas, Wofford, Yukon, Northern Colorado, and St. John's in New York. Now, my top 10 for Division I women's volleyball goes as follows, and it is similar. Just a heads up, like Pitt, Nebraska, Louisville, Penn State, Creighton, Wisconsin, Stanford, Arizona State, Purdue, and SMU. Now, outside looking at it goes as follows, and it's in no particular order: Kansas, Kentucky, Oregon, Texas, Minnesota, Baylor, and Utah. There are some top 25 showdowns in the last week of the regular season. And granted, some of these are like conference tournaments. Some of these schools are. And either completed or going on this week. And I'm not mentioning those at all. Number 1, Pitt. At number 3, Louisville. Number 6, Stanford. At number 19, Georgia Tech. Number 9, Purdue. At number 13, Oregon. Number 10, SMU. At number 21, Florida State. Number 12, Kentucky. At number 24, Missouri. Number 2, Nebraska. At number 4, Penn State. Number 19, Georgia Tech. At number 1, Pitt. And number 3, Louisville. And number 6, Stanford. So anyways, if you like this content, hit the like and subscribe button. See you guys later on the road to 7 subscribers. Of course, ultimate goal. It's 1,000 more. Some more money off this course. Like a video, comment video really helps the YouTube algorithm. So more people can see it. Sharing the video does help as well, so more people can watch. And if you're watching and not subscribed, hit subscribe button, ring the notification bell as